One says,
Bless you.
which is quite a nice introduction. Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
How's it going over the road?
Fantastic. Yeah, it sounds really good.
So you spoke to Ken this morning, played for Ken, and at 8 o'clock tonight, in concert for Joe Wiley from the BBC Radio Theatre. Now, you've played small venues, you've played very large venues. How does that sound to you?
In this hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds great, yeah. Really, really nice sound, yeah.
And that's because, what, the acoustics are good? What
I don't know, like you said, we were talking before, I mean, it's built whenever in the 20s or... So it obviously wasn't designed for electric music, but it sounds great in there.
So take us through the band that you've got playing, because on the I was reading the sleeve notes for the new album. I listened to it 3 times this morning, and it is a knockout record.
Thank you.
And you clearly love the band. I mean, sleeve notes. You're just elegiac about all the musicians that you got working for you.
Yeah. Well, they're great. I mean, they always come up with the goods, you know. And they're always willing to experiment and try other things and try different ways of playing it. And when we're together, we are a band of brothers, you know. And when we're not together, we often do different things. But it works well for us.
When you say band, but it's like it's one vote each. Or
no, I mean, it doesn't, not necessarily that democratic, but it's but everyone's opinion gets taken on board. Democracy doesn't work in bands.
No, I was going to say it is.
It's a nice idea otherwise, but not in groups.
It says Paul Weller on the ticket. Do you get nervous? Ever?
What, here you mean?
Well, just in general, if you've got, I mean, obviously, it's a concert, you've got a few hundred people there, but you've got a few, there'll be a few million people who are listening. Does that
I hope so, yeah. But, yes, yeah, every time I play, I always get nervous, yeah. I always have done and still do, to lesser or greater degrees, whatever. But, which is annoying at the time, and unsettling, but I think it's a good thing as well, because it gives you an edge and it keeps you on your toes, I think, as well.
I think people would be surprised that you still, after all these thousands of gigs that you've done, that you still get nervous.
I know, yeah. So I'm surprised by it, but I am, yeah.
And would that be added to by the fact that these are new songs? You've got a new album, Saturn's Pattern. Is that
no? Every gig since as long as I can remember. Since I was 14 or whatever.
So does that make the first song very important? Can you tell us what the first song is?
Well, you see, it's a funny thing with nerves, right? Because you could be in pieces before you go on, but then as soon as someone counts in 1, 2, 3, 4, and off you go, it's fine. Then everything settles, and it's just as it should be.
So it's just the waiting.
It's just the build up to it, yeah.
So, what is Saturn's Pattern? What is that? Well, I know you don't like talking about your songs, but I was just intrigued.
For me, when I wrote it last year, whenever it was just 2 words that I liked the sound of and I found intriguing. But beyond that, I had no meaning whatsoever. But I have subsequently found out from more learned people than me that there's an actual pattern on the top of Saturn when some special high winds create this hexagonal pattern on the top of it. So there you go, folks. Bit of astrology. Exactly the same.
Is this the design
that's the exact size as well.
Cover? Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so that's what Saturn's Pattern is about, even though it's not about that.
I didn't know that.
But I think, and I might be completely wrong, what's one of the extraordinary things about you, Paul, is that you still seem to have a passion for recording.
Yeah.
You still delight to go into, you're not, you've got an extraordinary back catalogue, and you could play a back catalogue that would last for, a couple of days, but that's sort of not enough. You still want to go on and have your new songs as good as the old ones.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Well, but whenever people talk about this or ask me, but I mean, what else? What's the alternative? I don't know. It's always been about what
do a greatest hits package and take it easy.
Well,
Paul,
there's plenty of people out there doing that, isn't there? So for me, it's just writing new songs and trying to better myself as a player and as a writer, musician. I don't think that, to me, it never stops. I don't think whatever age and however long you've been doing it, I don't think that ever really ends. If you're in it for the right things. Yeah. Oh, not necessarily the right things, but the greater
good.
Yeah.
And you're playing Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And you're on just before the Who.
Before the Horrible Who, yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah. We're doing the Hyde Park show on the Friday before that, and then we play together again on the Glastonbury one. Yeah.
That because there is a musical lineage there to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was because I was such a fan of theirs, as a kid, and they were massive influence on my music, and I've got to know Roger over the years as well, and he's really nice, really lovely man.
This new album, even though it's new as a piece of vinyl and as a CD and as a download, however people want to get it, you've toured it though already.
Yeah, well, we did 2 weeks early on this year in the UK, and we've been to Europe, and we played some new stuff then, yeah. So no one had heard any of it before that.
And how did it go down? Can you tell?
Fantastic. And all my time, I don't think I've ever felt a better reaction to new stuff. So, yeah.
And I just want to check the name of this track. These City Streets, which is the last track on the CD. Is that the longest track you've ever done? Like
probably, yeah.
8.5?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably 15 minutes, so we had to edit that down and ended up with 9 minutes, whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, there's a few long tracks on it, but within one track, they go for 4 or 5 different movements.
Were you surprised that you'd done a 15-minute track? Is that the longest you've ever done?
We jammed the other night just for enough other reason, and we enjoyed it, and we played for 45 minutes or whatever. It's just nice to play.
Okay, so the new single, so Saturn's Pattern is the current record. We're going to play the new one, which is Going My Way. Are you going to do this tonight?
We are, yeah.
Okay, so and I'm going to ask you about the song, and you probably don't want to tell me about it.
Straightforward sort of love song, really. But again, within this song, there's 4 or 5 different parts to it. If that's of any interest to anyone.
Okay. Well, they'll let us know if it is. And if they're not, they can't be bothered. It's just the overall sound, because the overall sound is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
You can watch the concert live online, bbc.co.uk/radio2. Also on the BBC Red button, just by pressing red from any BBC channel. Or you can just listen to the radio, which is where you're going to hear Paul Weller playing tonight for Joe. Paul, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, yeah. Cheers.
This is Going My Way. It's a standout track from the album, and it's going to be the new single, Paul Weller, Going My Way. Hear him tonight, live from 8 o'clock, just before the gig. He's going to be taking your questions on a Q&A with Joe Wiley. To put your question to Paul, if you tweet us using the hashtag R2InConcert, or you can text 88291 and you start your message with Paul W, and there's no gap. It's just go all the way through on that. So it's hashtag R2InConcert if you're on Twitter, or you can text 88291 starting your message with Paul W, and then that's a Q&A with Paul Weller just ahead of the gig tonight at 8 o'clock. And then the whole thing is online and it's red button. Don't miss it. It's going to be extraordinary. It's 5:30 and big guest now with Rebecca.
The Governor of the Bank of England entered the immigration debate